Hello, everybody. Ooh, hearts, hearts, more hearts. Ooh, big crowd, big crowd. No, I do not speak French. Why would you even ask? Okay, come on, people. I can't believe I only have 3 people, 4 people. Wake up. Come on. Oh, please, go away. Well, Patty, it's just you and me. What's the point? I got all day. I can just wait. I'm not going to do this if there's only going to be 2 of us. Hello. And hello. Who's here? Anybody here? Yeah, I get it. Really. I mean, sort of silly, huh? Hey, Jim and Frankie. How you guys doing? I'm a bit of a wreck today. So I thought we'd try to have some fun doing a fetish quiz. I thought that might be fun for people instead of the usual crap. So, anyways, we're up to 5. Okay, I think maybe we should try for at least a few minutes and see if this actually works. All right, so I guess really here, the question is, does anybody even know what a paraphilia or a fetish is? I would hope so, but you never know. Paraphilia might not strike most people because that's usually a term used by therapists, psychologists. Yep, I didn't think so. Paraphilia is really sort of the coverage term for those that have sexual preferences that would be atypical. So that's sort of what paraphilia is. Most paraphilias are related to what people like to do, their actions, that kind of thing. Whereas fetishism is actually inanimate object related and or non-genitalia kind of body parts. Because obviously then it's not really a fetish, if you know. So anyways, like firemen, exactly. Firemen could be a fetish, yes. So anyways, paraphilias and it actually fetishism is considered a paraphilia, and of which there are many. Bondage, yes. Bondage, masochism and sadomasochism are definitely all part of the paraphilias game. And of course, within bondage and discipline and sadomasochism, lots of other fetishes occur, such as clothing. Clothing is a fetish. You know, certain things that people do can be lots of fetishes. So let's just get right into, like, let's talk actual fetishes here. As far as actual fetishes go, the biggest fetish of all things is actually clothing by 58%, which I thought was sort of odd that clothing was really the highest percentage of actual fetishes, where rubber and rubber items is 22.9% of that, footwear 14.6%, and then if you get into the body parts, 14.6%, leather only 10.4%, and leather's quite common in the bondage and discipline, sadomasochism kind of thing. And then soft materials or fabrics make up 6.3%, thereabouts. So that's actually pretty good, you know. And then if you talk specifically about like body parts, because body parts are actually a pretty good hunk of it, 47% of the people that are into body type of fetishes are, can you guess what this would be? What do you think is the most particular body part that people have fetishes about? Feet. Yes, exactly. Feet, toes, exactly right. And then, let's see here. Yeah, that's weird. 47%. 9% are body fluids. 9% are about body size. 7% about hair, and about 5% about muscles, muscle worshiping. And then there's like less popular groups, focus like on navels and legs and body hair and your mouth, your nails, crazy stuff. So that's actually not crazy stuff, but it's just different. And then when you're talking about objects, 33% belong to groups about clothing worn on legs or buttocks, such as stockings kind of thing, or skirts. 32% are about footwear. I think we know somebody with a footwear in their handle. Then 12% about underwear, and 9% about whole body wear, such as like jackets. That's sort of interesting. And then, of course, there's less popular groups which like focus on headwear, stethoscopes, wristwear, diapers. So it goes on. And that's like only one small little part of paraphilia. So just so that you get an idea, I don't want to show it, because if this is a quiz, we're going to make you guess at some of these things here. So I have found a website that I particularly like and use regularly called behavenet.com. And I believe it's used by therapists mostly. And let's see here. So we're going to choose paraphilia in their list here. And let's see here. Uh-oh, I think I've screwed up. There we go, paraphilias. So if we start at the top of the list, which would be acrotomorphilia. Sort of a strange name. I just got them. What's a paraphilia? Paraphilia would be like a sexual preference, something that a person desires or requires in order to achieve a sexual orgasm. So the first one is acrotomorphilia, which is, would somebody like to take a guess here as to what that would be about? And this is actually a very strange one, but quite common, and that is a fetish about amputations, people that have missing arms or legs. So paraphilia cover a huge range of categories. It's, yeah, so let's see here. So if we pick another one, algophilia. Any idea what algophilia might be? this sort of fits my kind of thing. Now, this is about pain. Agophilia is fetishes about pain. So, or at least associated with physical pain. Oh, this should be pretty easy. Asphyxophilia. We've talked about this before. What is asphyxophilia? Somebody must be able to figure this out. Breath control. Yes, exactly. Breath play. Choking. Asphyxophilia, hypoxia. Pretty crazy. Well, I think bestiality might be pretty easy to figure out as well. Hey? Yes. Okay, so let's move on to coprophilia. This is actually more common than most people would think. Coprophilia. Aw, you're really sweet. You can come back anytime. People get off on sweaty clowns. I love that. There probably is a fetish for clowns, actually. I think I have that in my other list. Coprophilia is behaviors associated with feces, so scat. So that's actually pretty common. Oh, here's one that I think Dr. Jana has mentioned before, and that would be dendrophilia. Dendrophilia? Anybody got an idea? It sounds shitty. It is a shitty play, exactly. What would dendrophilia be? David's here. Someone who gets off on dandruff. Well, that's pretty close, but not really. Dendrophilia is people that love trees. Believe it or not, some people are sexually aroused by hugging trees. Aproctophilia. Aproctophilia gives them what exactly? Aproctophilia. Anybody got some ideas? Hi, David. Actually, you're sort of in the right region. It's the correct region, but it's something close. It's flatulence. So some people are turned on by farting, which I think is you never know. People get off on lots of things, and of course, then there's exhibitionism. Which I would imagine most people have heard of. You have to excuse me. I have polyps on my vocal cords again. Oh, we got a lot on those scope. Okay. Exhibitionism is obviously people that like to expose themselves to people that are unaware. So this would be unconsenting exposure. Okay, and then of course there's fetishism, which I just talked about. That is a separate paraphilia. And whereas, like I said, most paraphilia seem to be related to actions, what things people will do to each other, or in that regard, this is definitely object related. So in fact, they categorize it as sexual fantasies, urges, or behaviors involving the use of non-human objects to produce or enhance sexual arousal with or in the absence of a partner. And of course, that also does include body parts, but not genitals. So, because I think that would be normal behavior rather than atypical. Frauderism. It's actually also quite common. Anybody got ideas? Come on, Patty, you're the only one guessing here. Frauderism. David, any ideas? What's frauderism? Yeah, frogs. That's it. Frogs. Siblings. No. Frauderism is people that like to rub up against other people or their clothing. And you can find this happening on crowded buses or subways, not in usually places that you would not expect it to occur in. How about, let's try clismophilia. Clismophilia. This one might be a little different here. No ideas? Clismophilia? I know the names, weirdly enough, mostly seem to have no association with what they really are. Clismophilia is enemas, and people that like enemas. There seems to be a lot of butt action involved with paraphilia. Okay. This should be more obvious. Olfactophilia. Olfactophilia. Catch doesn't work anymore. That is true. But you can use the hashtag save option in your titles, and then Periscope will save it for you instead. And Catch knew about this option coming out for quite some time, and that's probably why they said bye-bye. Olfactophilia. Smells. Exactly. Scopophilia. And it's not periscoping. Scopophilia gets off on scoping. It's basically watching people. Okay. And then, of course, we have sexual masochism and sexual sadism, my particular categories. I don't think we need to describe those too much unless you want to. Yogi? No. That can't be John. John's not here, right? Is John here? No, John's not here. Okay. So then we have, this is an interesting one. It's somophilia. Anybody got any ideas? Somophilia? Sleep or unconscious individuals. Guess who, right? Yeah, Bill Cosby. Somophilia. Actually, in his particular case, it would be considered a disorder. So it would be a somophiliac or somophilic, which would then be considered a mental disorder. In fact, you can pretty much replace the philia part of all of these with philic instead, and then it becomes an actual mental disorder. And the actual definition of why it then becomes from an atypical sexual behavior that's okay and practiced by lots and lots of people, what turns it into a disorder is when, for example, a person does this particular or any particular activity that is a philia, and then they don't feel good about what they're doing. It's bothering them in some way or some fashion, but not because of what society thinks. It's independent of that. So it's bothering them that they're doing this particular thing. Or another reason that would become a disorder is when it affects a non-consenting adult or child for obvious reasons, or when it brings harm to another individual, which would be Mr. Cosby for somophilia. All right, then we have urophilia. Any ideas there? We're down to 4 lousy people. I can't believe this. Bye. Everybody's going home. Oh, somebody joined. Somebody's turned on. Well, we're all turned on by you, thank you. Sex with Europeans. No. Urophilia, not as in E-U-R, but U-R-O. Urine, maybe, would be a closer guess. And then, of course, there's voyeurism, also a common thing. Though, what most people, well, it's probably, I guess it's pretty obvious, but voyeurism really is when you're watching people that don't know you're watching. So if they know you're watching, it's not really considered voyeurism. It just means you like each other. Let's see here. Oh, this one's sort of interesting. Zoolognia. I think the zoo part might be a clue. Zoolognia. Oh no. Yes, it is. I'm gonna watch Patty. No. It's you like animals. Just watching animals. You get turned on by watching animals. But there is, in addition to zoolognia, there is zoophilia. Discovery. Yes, Animal Planet. Zoophilia is actually sexual excitement from fondling or touching, stroking animals. But, whatever floats your boat. And I think the last one in this list, which is not a good one, and this one is definitely a disorder, and this would be zoosadism. And that's obviously hurting animals or injuring animals. So that sort of gives you a quick clue as to paraphilias. And while fetishes or fetishism is a paraphilia, it's a whole completely separate category that includes a zillion different things related to objects and body parts for the most part. So there we go. I think we did it, and I hope it was entertaining to some degree. The only other thing I can think of, there's still hidden yogi-philia. I don't know, it might be a yogi-philiac. I would like everybody, if possible, to please go to this URL. This is my friend Amanda, who is doing a 5K for Rain and which is the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. So please go there and give money. This is a really good cause and would be well appreciated. Ooh, put it up higher. Don't want the comments to override this. Okay, so there we go, folks. I think I am done for the day. You gave, I gave too, and it's a very common problem for women and some men. So yes, please go there and donate generously. So thank you, everybody. Yes, you got it. No, I think there was I think you got it slightly wrong. It's bit.ly. Go Team Mojo. And you do have to have the capital G and the capital T and the capital M in order for it to work. At least I believe that's correct. Maybe she fixed it. So don't forget the capital letters. Thank you. So everybody have a nice weekend and a great Mother's Day. And thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. And hopefully the crowd will get better someday. Bye-bye.